Hello everyone, it is Deafening Silence here with another Yu-Gi-Oh unboxing. I actually had went to the store looking to get more of the Maximum Gold series, but as it turns out I saw this, and it actually is going to contain some things that I, even though being a long-time Yu-Gi-Oh fan, have not had a chance to own. So I figured it would be a change of pace to open something that we know for sure what we're going to get. And this is the Legendary Dex 2. It came out in 2017, 2016. It says 2016 online in a couple of spots. But looking on the back, it shows that you get decks based off of Yugi's Exodia deck, Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Joey's Red Eyes, and they're rebuilt for the modern dueling era. You also get 3 Egyptian God cards, which is big for me. I've never owned the original Egyptian God cards, however, these are the tournament legal ones. And then you get 3 new variant cards, which we'll look at. And then you get these tokens as well. Also, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which I don't think I've owned. If I did, I don't now. So, anyway, this is going to be really cool for me to look at. I never purchased the original Legendary decks, so this will be a new experience for me all around. So let's go ahead and open this thingy up. Trying to be very careful. It would be quicker just to have the seal already off, but I like to take the seals off things in videos if I can. It can be somewhat relaxing sounds for the video, but also it lets you know I'm not cheating anything. It's legit. So without further ado, let's take this thing out and see what we get. So, I got a lot to look at here. You can still find these at Walmart or Target. They're still going to be about 30 bucks unless they're on sale. This does come with a lot though, and considering starter decks or structure decks are typically, you know, 10 bucks, 12 bucks. It comes out to about the same. Whether that's too expensive for pieces of paper with artwork on them or not, I'll let you be the judge of that. So these are the variant cards. This is Dark Burning Attack. If you control a Dark Magician Girl monster, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Basically, a lightning vortex. Nice rarity there. Then we have Dark Burning Magic. Nice rarity there as well. Is that Ultra? I've forgotten my YuGiOh level of rarities. It's been a while. If you control monsters whose original names are Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. So just a field wipeout, and this is also a quick play, so you could really catch them off guard. And then Eternal Soul. Every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If this face-up card leaves the field, destroy all monsters you control. You can only use the following effect of Eternal Soul once per turn. You can activate one of these effects. Special summon one Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard. And then add one Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Knives from your deck to your hand. And these are a limited edition version as opposed to first edition. I don't know how valuable that will ever be, but taking more out. So taking this out, my first copy of a tournament legal Slifer, the Sky Dragon. And I'm assuming that the God cards are all in here, though it's possible Obelisk might be in Kaiba's deck, but let's just go ahead and get these boys out. So there we are, 3 decks. Let's start with this one here. I'm guessing Yugi's. Still looks just as pretty as ever. Obelisk, the Tormentor. Awesome. And last but not least, the Winged Dragon of Ra. I'm just gonna fanboy for a second. As someone who grew up with these monsters in anime and Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom and that's just awesome. I hate to even be touching them with my hands, but you know. So we're going to put these boys up here in the corner. Starting off with the rest of the deck, we have the legendary Exodia Incarnate. And for old school fans who don't know what this card does, it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand by attributing one Forbidden One monster, and cannot be special summoned by other ways, so you can't cheat it out. It gains 1,000 attack for each Forbidden One monster in your graveyard. Unaffected by other card effects. Once per turn during your end phase, add one Forbidden One monster from your graveyard to your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can reveal any number of Forbidden One monsters in your hand, and if you do, draw one card for each. I don't know how good this card is. I've never played it, but it's cool. Next we have Ties of the Brethren. I've actually never seen this card. Pay 2,000 life points, then target one level 4 or lower monster you control. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. Also special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute, and level as that monster, but with different names from each other in that monster. You cannot conduct your battle phase to turn. This card's annoying. Good lord. This... even if it's good, I wouldn't want to play it. Next up we have Obliterate. Or Obliterate. I don't know how you pronounce it where you're from, but you can target one monster on the field. Send one Forbidden One monster or Exodia card from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, return that target to the hand. If this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, you can target one Forbidden One monster or Exodia card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use one Obliterate effect per turn and only once that turn. Oh boy, and then we're going to have the Exodia cards, though not in the rarity that I would like to have them, but still. That's just me being greedy, I guess. Exodia, the Forbidden One. Right arm of the... oh, maybe not put it on the left side. And I won't be able to get them all in one shot here, so give me just a second. So in this legendary deck, you get revamped structure decks, the Egyptian god cards, some new variant cards, Exodia the Forbidden One, as well as some cards that target him. And that's pretty cool. Though, like I said, I would like to get, you know, being greedy, I'd like to get the Exodia cards. All nice and shiny, and preferably from Legend of Blue Eyes packs, but you know, I'm not a millionaire, so we'll make do with what we can. Okay, so continuing with the deck itself, we've got Exodia Necros, which I believe people will be pretty familiar with this. From the anime. Then we get a common Dark Magician in the original artwork. Thank you, Konami. I really appreciate that. I'm not even joking. I love the original artwork. I mean, I do want some of the other Dark Magician artworks, but I'm totally fine with this. Dark Magician fan service. Dark Magician Girl. I do prefer one of the other alternate artworks that they did for this one, but the OG is nice too. Buster Blader. So Yugi's deck is basically unplayable because it's all high level monsters. Alright, Silent Magician level 8. Pretty cool. I don't think I've ever owned that. Silent Magician level 4. I have owned that. The Tricky. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one card. Not bad. Big Shield Gardener. Magician's Valkyria. Nice, nice. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target face-up spellcaster monsters for attacks except this one. Blast Magician. Something that I used in GX occasionally. Block Man. That's a weird one. But you contribute this card to special summon in defense position a number of block tokens equal to the number of your turns this card has been face up on the field. These tokens cannot declare an attack. Marshmallow. Cannot be destroyed by battle. And Sankin. Nice. Nice. Now looking at the spells. Gold Sarcophagus. Banish one card from your deck face up, and during your second standby phase after this card's activation, add that card to your hand. Swords, always a good card. Magical Dimension. If you control a spellcaster type card, target one monster you control, tribute that target, and special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy one monster on the field. Not bad. Magicians Unite. If you control two or more attack position spellcaster type monsters, target one of them and its attack becomes 3,000. Its attack becomes 3,000 until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, other spellcaster monsters you control cannot attack. Tricky Spell 4. Send one face up the Tricky you control to the graveyard. Special summon Tricky tokens in defense position equal to the number of monsters your opponent controls, and Tricky tokens cannot declare an attack. So this is about loading up your field with stuff that can... This deck has a couple of monsters or cards that are about loading up your field with stuff that you can tribute for, you know, the God cards or Dark Magician, whatever. Thousand Knives. If you control Dark Magician, target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Dark Magic Attack. If you can control Dark Magician, it's basically a Harpy's Feather Duster. Contract with Exodia. If you have all 5 of the Forbidden One cards in your graveyard, you can special summon that Exodia Necros we were talking about. Messenger of Peace. Monsters with 1500 or more attack cannot declare an attack. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 100 life points or destroy this card. It's basically Gravity Bind, but easier to get out. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard. Add those to your hand. It's basically to help you get Exodia in your hand. Monster Reincarnation. Basically a weaker Monster Reborn, but Monster Reborn was banned, so this is what we had. Discard one card, then target one monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Can't even summon it. But yeah, they didn't like Monster Reborn for a while. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. If you control a spellcaster type monster and your opponent does not, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spellcaster type monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. Oh boy. Pot of Duality. Not Pot of Greed, but excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one of them to your hand. Also after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck, and you can only activate one Pot of Duality per turn. And you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. We got Mirror Force. Always nice. We got Magical Hats. We've got Magic Cylinder. We've got Magician's Circle. When a spellcaster type monster declares an attack, each player special summons one spellcaster type monster with 2000 or less attack from their deck in attack position. Backup Soldier. For more of those Exodia cards, while there are 3 or more monsters in your graveyard, target up to 3 non-effect monsters with 1500 or less attack in your graveyard and add them to your hand. Gravity Bind. And then the special Yugi token. Yami Yugi, or Atom, as his real name is. Alright, so that is Yugi's deck. Going to drop them. It is not quite like the anime version, but that's good because Yugi's anime deck was not that good. As much as I like my boy, it was not good. So we'll move his cards to the side, as well as all these special cards, because we've got 2 more decks to go. This is Joey's deck. And I should just know to use my knife. Don't worry, I didn't damage the cards. So we've got the Black Stone of Legend. You can tribute this card to special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck except Red Eyes Beat Chick. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Beat Chick and shuffle it into the deck. And if you do, add this card into your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn, and you can only use the Black Stone Legend effect per turn and only once that turn. They wanted to really make sure you couldn't cheat around that, but nice rarity on it. Return of the Red Eyes. It is a trap card. If you control a Red Eyes monster except Red Eyes Beat Chick, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. If this card is in your possession and is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can target one Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Beat Chick and special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This dude looks amazing. I love it. I love it. It requires 2 level 7 monsters. It cannot be destroyed by card effects while it has Xyz material. And when it does have Xyz material, each time your opponent activates a card or effect, inflict 500 damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That's pretty awesome, bro. I like it. I was wondering if they were going to do this artwork or the other one. I don't like this artwork nearly as much as the original. The original looks way better, in my opinion. But we have a Red Eyes. Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. While this card is a normal monster, you can normal summon to have it become an effect monster with this effect. If damage calculation is performed involving this card at the end of the battle phase, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to this card's original attack, and you can only use this effect once per turn. Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning. This dude looks legit. I like it. He's a Gemini card, and while this card is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to have it become an effect monster. Once per turn, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense lower than this card's attack. Not bad. Red Eyes Retro Dragon. Oh my gosh, this text. If a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster you control except Red Eyes Beat Chick is destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect and sent to your graveyard while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card in defense position, and if you do, special summon as many of those destroyed monsters as possible in the same position they were in when destroyed. You can tribute this card. You can normal summon one Red Eyes monster during your main phase this turn except Red Eyes Beat Chick, in addition to your normal summon or set. I need to learn how to play this deck. I might like it. Who knows? Black Metal Dragon. You can target one Red Eyes monster you control except Red Eyes Beat Chick. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target and it gains 600 attack. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand except Red Eyes Beat Chick. They really don't like that card, do they? They really do not like Red Eyes Be Chick. Axe Raider. Got some OG cards here. Alligator Sword. Baby Dragon. Love me some Baby Dragon. Jinzo. That's legit. Like that. Wish it was a higher rarity, but hey. Goblin Attack Force. I don't remember him using that card. If he did, it was in the later parts of the anime that I didn't watch. Gearfried. Not Gearfried, the master, or whatever. But that's okay. Rocket Warrior. Blue Flame Swordsman. So he's not a fusion anymore, and he's a 4-star monster. Once per turn during either player's battle phase, you can target one other warrior type monster you control. This card loses exactly 600 attack, and if it does, this card loses 600 attack, and that monster gains 600. When this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one fire warrior type monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Time Wizard. Phoenix Gearfried. This card is treated as a normal monster while face up on the field or in the graveyard. And you can normal summon it to become an effect monster with the effect. If your opponent activates a spell card, target one Gemini monster and special summon that target. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated that targets a monster on the field, you can send one face-up equipped card you control to negate it. And if you do, destroy it. Gemini Summoner. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can pay 500 life points to normal summon set one Gemini monster from your hand, or normal summon one face-up monster you control. The first time this card will be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. So I kind of like this card. Blaze Wing Butterfly. Almost looks like it's hollow, but it's not. But it's another Gemini card. You can tribute this card, then target one Gemini monster in your graveyard except Blaze Wing Butterfly and special summon it. And if you do, it becomes an effect monster and it gains its effect. Dark Valkyria. Another Gemini card. You can place one spell counter on it. It gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it, and you can remove one to target one monster on the field and destroy it. Command Knight. Valkyrian Knight. Man, some of these cards are legit. I like them. Keeper of the Shrine. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a dragon type monster. That's nice. Inferno Fire Blast. Red Eyes Fusion. Fusion summon one fusion monster that lists a Red Eyes monster as material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion materials. And if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this. Cards of the Red Stone. Send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard. Draw 2 cards. Then you can send one level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 card of the Red Stone per turn. So 1 level 7 from the hand, and then 1 level 7 from your deck to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Okay, we got a Polymerization. Salamandra. Scapegoat. Foolish Burial. Roulette Spider. There's a lot of effects depending on what you roll on that one. Supervise. equip only to a Gemini monster. It becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. If this face-up card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target one normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. MST. Symbols of Duty. Send one normal monster you control to the graveyard, then target one monster in either player's graveyard. Special summon it, and if you do, equip this card to it. When this card leaves the field, destroy it. Red Ice Spirit, trap card. Target one Red Ice monster in your graveyard except Red Ice Beat Chick. Special summon it. Kunai with Chain, classic. Call of the Haunted, very good card. Torrential Tribute, very good card. Burst Breath. Destroy all face-up monsters on the field whose defense is less than or equal to the attack of the attributed monster you had on the field that you attributed. Curse of Anubis. Then we got some extra deck cards here. Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. This dude is legit. You can then special summon once per turn with this card. If this card battles, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. If damage calculation is performed involving this fusion summon card at the end of the battle phase, you can target one Red Eyes normal monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Then shuffle it into the deck. Okay. Alligator Sword Dragon. And then the token. The Joey token. Alright, so put the token to the side and just go through these cards again. So as I finish going through these cards, I'm curious if anyone has played with these decks. They could tell me which one's the best of them. Of course, I haven't opened up the Blue Eyes yet, so I don't know what's in there, but I'm just curious which one's the best out of them. Okay. A lot of cards here. A lot of cards. Alright. Got all these hollows down here. The God cards up there, which you can't see with the reflection. And the Exodia pieces. We've got one pack left. One deck left, I should say. One deck left. Let's see what old Kaiba's got for us. Maiden with Eyes of Blue. That should be a familiar card to you. It's a tuner, and when it is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, change the battle position of this card. You can then special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. During each player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can special summon, again, one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. But you can only use this you can only use one effect per turn, and only once that turn. The Melody of Awakening Dragon, because of course Lord of Dragon with a metal Blue Eyes guitar needs to happen. Target one card, add up to, or discard one card, I should say, discard. Add up to 2 dragon type monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. And then Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Still looks amazing. Still is awesome. Though, I have to say, considering it takes 3 monsters and those 3 monsters have 3,000 attack, this dude's attack should be just a little bit higher. But so this is interesting to me. They used the original artwork for Blue Eyes and then the original artwork for the Dark Magician, but they didn't use the original artwork for Red Eyes. I'm not complaining, but actually I guess I am. Oh, they actually have all 3 artworks. Okay. So you get 3 different artworks to mess with. That's fine. That's cool. Dragon Spirit of White. This card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. This card is treated as a normal summon or a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. And when this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls. Banish it. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute this card to special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Of course, Kaiba Man. The White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. The White Stone of Ancients. Once per turn, during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, and you can only activate this effect once per turn. Protector with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 1 light tuner monster from your hand. You can target 1 effect monster you control and send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Protector once per turn. Master with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summoned, you can target 1 level 1 light tuner monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can shuffle this card from your graveyard into the deck, then target 1 effect monster you control. Send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. I don't know, it seems to me like this could potentially be the best deck of the 3, but I don't know. Again, Battle Ox, Legion, Force Raider, so some of the classic Kaiba cards, Alexandrite Dragon, Blade Knight, Ancient Lamp, Tiger Dragon. When this card is tribute summoned, by tributing a dragon type monster, you can target up to 2 face down spell or trap cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Kid Moto Dragon. That's funny. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 dragon type monster from your hand. You cannot special summon monsters except dragons, nor conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. Still, you can cheat out Blue Eyes. King of the Swamp. You can substitute this card for any 1 fusion material monster, but the other fusion material monsters must be correct. You can discard this card to the graveyard to add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. Rider of the Storm Winds. You can target 1 dragon type normal monster you control and equip this monster from your hand or field to it. And if a monster equipped with this card attacks a defense position monster, it's piercing battle damage. And if a monster equipped with this would be destroyed, this card is instead. I don't know why I moved cards over here, but okay. Burst Stream of Destruction. Of course, that's basically a Raigeki. Beacon of White. If you do not control another Beacon of White and you have 3 or more Blue Eyes monsters in your graveyard, target 1 of them special summon it, but it has its effects negated. Also equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, banish the equipped monster. Other monsters you control cannot attack. Also, if you have any number of blue ice monsters in your graveyard, the equipped monster can attack up to that number of times during each battle phase. Mausoleum of White. During your main phase, you can normal summon one level 1 light tuner monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster you control. Send one normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, the targeted monster gains attack and defense equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 100. So, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Add 1 burst stream of destruction from your deck to your hand. Polymerization. Enemy controller. Activate one of these effects. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change that target's battle position, or attribute a monster to target one face-up they control and take it until the end phase. Shrink. There was no Saki the Dark Clown in here, or Crush Card Virus, it looks like. Silent Doom. Ancient Rules. Trade in. Where art thou? If you control a face-up level 1 monster, add another level 1 monster from your deck to your hand, and during the end phase of this turn, take 2,000 damage if you did not normal summon the added monster, or a card with the same name after activating this. Pot of Dichotomy. At the start of your main phase 1, target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard and shuffle all 3 into the deck. Then draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this. Fusion Substitute. This card is always treated as polymerization, but fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 fusion monster in your graveyard and return to the extra deck. Then draw 1 card. Unexpected Die, like Warrior Digrapher. If you control no monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from the deck. Then the traps, we got Negate Attack, Final Attack Orders, Shadow Spell, which I was just playing Legacy of the Duelist on my computer this week, and I think the game cheated me. It actually did, I think. But, let's see, Cloning, Fusion Reserve, Jar of Avarice. Target 5 cards in your graveyard except Jar of Avarice. Shuffle all 5 into the deck, then draw 1 card. And you can only activate 1 jar per turn. Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. I like this card. It requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner normal monsters. If this card is special summoned, dragon-type monsters you currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. I like that card. And then First of the Dragons. Oh, this dude looks awesome. That dude looks awesome. I don't know how well that shows on camera, but 2 normal monsters must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can only control 1 First of the Dragons. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, except by battle with a normal monster, and is unaffected by other monsters' effects. And then lastly, the Kaiba token. So, let's put him to the side, and him to the side. Again, as I asked earlier, I am very curious as to which deck of these is the best competitively. Probably not. It probably wasn't very good competitively. It probably needs to be tweaked for sure. Some cards don't need to be in your deck, like Battle Ox, but between the three of these, I don't know. It seems like the Blue Eyes deck has the most potential for beating your opponent, but again, I don't know. And then the three Blue Eyes. And so there we are. Had to get all these guys in one shot. There's a lot of cool cards in here. A lot of valuable cards, at least to me, from a nostalgia standpoint. I'm curious if anyone else has gotten this Legendary deck box, what your opinions are of it. If you think the cards in here are good. And again, as I've asked, like what deck maybe is the best out of the three. My vote would be on the Blue Eyes deck, Kaiba's deck, but I don't know. I would prefer to play the Dark Magician deck, but that's just me. Very cool opening. I'm glad I got this. I don't know if still don't know if I'm going to get another maximum gold or not. I might. I really like those cards, and the chance to get Dark Magician or Blue Eyes or Red Eyes in that gold rarity is very intriguing to me. But I wanted to go ahead and do this because it's something new, and I saw that you could get the God cards. I didn't even realize that you'd be getting Exodia and some of these other cards in here. Definitely the God cards are my favorite of this box. That was my favorite thing to get. But getting Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, getting Red Eyes Flare Dragon, this dude right here. Yeah, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. That dude is just, that's about as metal as it gets right there. So anyone that watched this with me, I thank you. There was a lot of reading card text in this video, so hopefully that was something that was relaxing to you. If nothing else, it was a cool opening, getting to see all these cool cards. And thank you for watching. Thank you for all the likes and subscriptions and everything like that. And I'll be catching you next time with another video. Maybe it's a YuGiOh video, who knows. But take care, enjoy the holidays with your family and friends, be safe, and I'll be back with another video hopefully soon for you guys.